I married a blind man. I will tell you my story from the beginning. I am a mermaid, 60 years old. I do not work and did not finish my studies. I have very little luck with beauty. No one proposed to me until I passed 30. Suddenly, a young man proposed. The matchmaker told me that he was 33 years old, had never been married, and worked with his father in his own company. She brought a picture of him. He looked very handsome. I asked myself, so why would you propose to someone who has nothing? And here I learned the surprise, that he had lost his sight in an accident 5 years ago, and had undergone many operations, but to no avail. I sat lamenting my fate and crying, but my grandmother, may God have mercy on her, said to me, "Perhaps in the blind there is a life filled with fragrance. Sit with him first, then decide." And indeed we sat. How wonderful he is, light-hearted, captivating the heart in seconds. We got engaged and married in 2 months. The truth is, at first I was very afraid of several things. The first of which was what he told me about himself before his accident. How he was always up late, loved beautiful women, and did not like responsibility. And the other reason was that he might burden me with burdens of his own that I could not bear. But he surprised me that he did everything on his own, and even helped me. He changed completely, and his insight became very high, and we had our 4 children. He was very affectionate. He never made me feel helpless once. He performed all his duties as a husband and father without fail. I loved him madly. I was terrified of the idea of his sight returning so he could see me and return to his previous life, because I am not beautiful. He struggled for years to have a cornea transplant, and every time the operation failed. However, he did not give up, for God has wisdom in delaying. 10 years passed like a dream, and suddenly the operation was prepared and succeeded this time. The doctor told me that he could see. I withdrew to the corner of the room and placed our children in front of him. I did not dare to come closer. He kept kissing the little ones, then his mother and father. After that, he began to look around the room, searching for me. When he saw me, he said, "My beautiful bride, I have finally seen you." Tears streamed down my eyes, and he said, "Come closer. I want to see you well." My feet could not carry me, and I walked with difficulty. When I came closer, he laughed and said, "Much more beautiful than I imagined." He kissed my hands in front of everyone. My devil kept eating my head. Maybe he did that so he wouldn't hurt me in front of them, and his treatment would gradually change, but that didn't happen. His love and pampering for me increased, and so did I. Despite the presence of beautiful women around him at work and in the family, he never looked at any of them. My parents died in an accident, and I withdrew from sadness, so he took the place of my father and mother in the blink of an eye, and considered me his daughter whom he never had. And years passed, and he didn't change an inch, and I realized the wisdom of God in what he lost. If he hadn't lost his sight, he wouldn't have seen me from the inside, and my grandmother was really right when she said, "Perhaps with the blind, there is a life filled with fragrance."